is to see how we can make use of these RAs. Apart from the RAs, we will also pull some other things from the API and make use of them. To that end, I want to create a select slots, so that I will be able to select an LGA and also be able to select an RA inside it. So you will learn a lot in these techniques, and let's get started and see. So first of all, I will come back to this home, and then this RS, which I dynamically display them here, let me remove them for now. And then instead of saying RAS here, let me just make, say, Basa just north reps representatives election, rerun election 2024 tracking system. Okay, so you see I am giving this thing a beta heading. Okay, so now in the system, you see this is what I have, but let me apply a couple of styles to this h1. So I will do class name, and let me do text dash 3XL, that is 3 extra large, and also text dash bold, and let me save that and see how the result is going to look like. Let me save it. Okay, all right, so you see this is my heading, and I think it is not bad the way it looks, isn't it? Okay, so now just underneath it, let us do, I will create a div tag, and then this div tag, I will use it as the container of my select tags. So let me give it class name. I want to display it as grid, and also I will do grid dash calls dash 2, and also gap of, let's say, 3. So what that means is that I am going to display this as a grid, so that it will display me the content side by side. All right, so apart from that, then what else do I need? I think I will give a little bit of margin, so I will do margin top and bottom, as in MY dash 3. Okay, this 3 means the margin should be 12 pixels. You see that? Or 0.75 rem. And then inside the div, I will create another div. And then this div should contain a select, should contain a label first. So let me just make the label like so. And this, I will make it LGS. And right underneath this label, I will create a select. And this select, let me remove the name and the ID just for now. And then inside this select, and at least for now, I will put an option. So the first one has the value of nothing like that, and here I will say all LGS. Okay, then there is going to be another one which will say Basa, and this should have the value of 1, and the next one is going to be just north, which should have the value of 2. Okay, so actually if we do this like this, it's going to be fine, it's going to be okay. But if someday we want to add another local government, assume that we have added the local government inside the database, we must have to come here and manually add the new local government. So you don't want to do that. So for that, we want to make this dynamic. We will pick what is there from the database. So if you remember, in our database we have the LGs table code. So also inside our server, let me show you something. Inside this server, if we hit this back end, we are selecting everything from the local government. You understand? So that is this back end, I mean slash API slash LG. Okay, we are picking everything from the LG table. All right, so if we want to bring it into our front end, what we are going to do is, first of all, I will need to go to my context provider. Then I will have to pull the LG. So let me pull the LG, and the function to update this should be set LG. Now with this, we will be able to add the LG here and also set LG right here inside the values of our context provider, which means we can now get this also through the context. So inside the app.jsx, you see this this use effect has gotten us the RS, right? So as well, we can get the, let me do shift alt down arrow key, we can get the LGs, get LG. Okay, make sure that the name here should match. So let me say LGs, get LGs. I think that would make it easier for me to always remember. LGs, set LGs. Okay, in my context provider, then in my app.jsx. So here I am going to use get LGs. All right. So sorry, sorry about that. Get LGs as the name of the function. So in the context here, this one is not needed. So let me remove it. After the set RS, then I will also pick set LGs as well. So you see this one is also coming from the context, right? So with this get LGs, I am going to perform the same thing, except that this one is simply going to be slash LG. Okay, if you check the, okay, not that one, I mean this one. Okay, sorry, this one, let's change server. Okay, you see the API says slash LG. Okay, so that is what I am doing right here, slash LG slash API slash LG. We get the result. So this one should be set LGs rest of data, just like the other one, and we will need to repeat this, but this time around we will make it get LGs. Okay, so we are calling the function. That is all we have to do in order for us to pick the LG from the endpoint. All right, so let me go ahead and save that, and then just for now you can close that up, and you can close your context provider right here, and then back in your home, just like how you pick the RS, you will as well be able to pick the LGs, okay, also from the context. So now that we have picked the LGs, I will, instead of putting this hard coding them like so, what I will do is I will simply make a dynamic LGs dot map, picking each LG as an inline function, and then making the LG making an instant return, and inside here you will make an option, and this option is going to have a key of lg.id, okay, with a value of also lg.id, okay, and then inside here we'll make the lg.lg. All right, so let me go ahead and save that, and then let me come and refresh my work. So I am seeing some error, so let me make a right click and go and inspect, so I will see what causes the error. I will come to console.log and I will have to look at the error. So we have reference error, LG is not defined in the context provider. So you see that, like I told you earlier, that this is a real-time programming, meaning that we are doing it, we are getting errors, we are fixing the errors. So you see I'm missing an S here, LGs. So let me save that and let me come back to my code. So looks like I'm good. So you see all LGs, I click, unfortunately I get Basa and just North. So all these, they are all coming from the database. Okay, so before I continue, I want to style this a little bit, instead of just having a white plain something like this, because this is Tailwind CSS. It will reset everything for you. You have to do your own style at the utility level. Okay, so let me go ahead and do some styling. Back to home, come to LGs, come to the, this is the div that houses this LGs, this select, and this select I will give it class name. I will give it w-full, outline none, border p-2 as in padding kenan, ml as in margin left of, let's say, 2 as well. 1 is 4, 2 is 8. I think 2 is good. Okay, so let me just leave it like so, and let me take a look at the final result. So this is it, and actually that margin left is not a good idea, so let me remove that margin left, just leave it like so. And if you want to add some background, you can do so. For example, you can say bg dash, let me try select 100 or maybe 200. That will give us a little bit of color. Between we leave it like this with this color, or we leave it without the color, which one would you guys prefer? Eh? With color? Oh, we are leaving it with color. And finally, let me give it rounded LG, so that I will have some rounded edges at the end of it. Okay, so let me close this. I might come back to it later on, but for now this is what I have. Okay, and this is for the LGs. I have Basa and just not, which I can pick from.